Ladies and gentlemen, we're live in the outrageous, the infamous, and legendary.
Live from the Shack. Hello, hello. What's going on, everyone?
Hello.
What's going on? Is your mic on there?
Is my mic on? Yes, my mic is on.
Oh, I can hear you
Can
now.
you hear me now?
I can hear you. You're coming in crystal clear.
Excellent.
What's up,
Excellent.
everyone? This is Live from the Shack. How you doing? I'm Spanky Frank. I'm here with Peter St. James.
Hey, I'm eating chips.
He's eating chips right now. I'm also here with also Master Edawg.
What's up, everybody?
I'm here with also Mr. Kurt Trombetta.
Great to see you, Spanky Frankie.
And as always, our special guest star, Mr. Micol. How you doing, Micol?
But thank you so much for having me on the show once again.
It's really funny. I always say he's a special guest, but he's actually just a regular at this point.
But they do the special guest on the TV shows that last the whole season. Very special guest.
Yeah, that's like
so that's Micol. That's like an extra special. You're the extra special guest of our program.
All right.
He's like...
Put out a cheesy garlic bread.
Oh, Pete's talking about chips right now.
Yeah, there's what chips were just opened up here.
Yeah.
So
no, Micol's like a Jim Norton. If we were doing like an Opie and Anthony, like Jim Norton's not actually part of the show. He's not in the show Opie and Anthony, but he's actually part of the show.
Very special guest star.
Very special guest star.
Yeah.
Mr. James
So
Norton.
that is that.
So that's Micol right
That's
now.
That's Micol.
We're comparing you to Jim Norton, a stand-up comedian.
Actually, I have never met the guy.
I actually never have either, even though I've actually worked right next to him when I was at Sirius for a number of years.
He took a picture with me at Comic-Con.
That's right.
He was awesome. I love him. He's one of my favorite comics.
You know what's really funny?
What?
What's up, Pete?
You gotta try these.
I'm gonna try them right now.
I actually brought over tonight. Well, Pete was actually asking me when I talked to him before was to bring over some Lay's Sriracha. Is that Sriracha chips, which I guess is the new, because they just did that big promo thing where it's like, create your new flavor and we'll make it for you. So one was like that garlic cheesy bread.
Yeah.
And then the other one was, like you said,
I like garlic and cheese.
Yeah. Who doesn't like garlic and cheese?
He likes butter too.
Who does?
Everybody at the Omegang Brewery in Cooperstown knows that I like butter.
Who doesn't? Oh boy, that seems like a story in itself.
It is. It really is.
Would you just tell it real quick, just to?
All right, I suppose I can.
We've got time to kill. I mean,
All
it's
right.
not like we're going anywhere.
I guess I'll get into this real quick. All those years we would go up to Amy's. It was always in the summer. But the year I almost married I almost got married.
Clear your throat there.
Yeah, there we go. Get all the cunts out. But we decided at last minute to go up in April. So we couldn't go in the pool or anything, so we decided, Amy said, let's go to Omegang Brewery. We go to Omegang Brewery. Now, we get there, I don't know, 12, 1-ish. I had been drinking since 10:30.
No, really?
I hadn't stopped drinking since 10:30. I
Wow.
opened my day up with root beer schnapps on my coffee. So
That's the best way to start the day.
true story. So we go. First of all, me and Horror Movie Jay walk in late to this thing, okay? And then we get there, and they're giving the tour, and the fruit basket who's giving the tour, I wasn't paying attention to a word he was saying. And all of a sudden I hear him say, yes, it gives off a buttery substance. And I just looked up with the most serious of faces and said, I like butter. Everybody on the tour looked at me, and my man Chad just put his head down and he started doing that. It was wonderful.
Wow, that is great. You always have stories that always involve. I've noticed.
And end up with maybe this is a wake up call.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time, Kurt, that you just kind of embrace a certain side of you.
You are all being so mean.
It's already started. I like this. Okay.
See how it's so natural coming to you?
That lisp is so nice coming out of Kurt. All right, so. What's
Okay,
going on?
all
So
right.
we're having some listeners now. I like
Yeah,
this.
listeners, listen in.
Yeah,
Please
man.
do.
We love listeners.
Yeah, we would like listeners. Please tell us how we're doing. You can check us. You can check me and Mr. Spanky Frank over here on our respective Twitter accounts. I'm at Master Edawg. The dog is DAWG 99. And you could catch Spanks at the Den Radio. And
Thanks,
leave
Live Read.
comments on Facebooks, stuff like that. Hey, listen, I'm just getting it out there. Come on, I need more followers. I only have 40. It's
That's okay.
horrible, and
Well,
it's
there
not
you
like
go.
it's a private Twitter.
That is
It's
true.
completely not.
Yeah, well, if we're promoting things, like,
Yeah.
better not be a private Twitter.
No.
Big shout out to Horror Movie Jay. He's tuned in and he's listening.
Jason, what's up, kid?
What's going on, Jay?
Yes. All right.
All right,
I
thanks,
just blew
Jay.
smoke right into the microphone. Awesome.
Nice. All right, so I wanted to start tonight. Actually, over the weekend, I went to a show in the city. It was like one of those weird weekends. My buddies, they have a band together. They're called the Academics, and they're actually.
What?
What's funny about that?
He just grabbed the chips from.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're just giggling all over the place. Yeah, there's a band they called Academics, and they're just from Pace University. And I happened to be I dormed with these kids, in college, like a year or so ago. So I went to their show over the weekend, and they're actually a really good band. I actually dig them in a big, big way. So what I brought here, I have one of their songs that I want you guys to listen to real quick, and then we'll do what's called a smash and trash. Either you like it, which is smash, or you hate it, it's trash. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to play it for all the people inside who are listening here on Ustream.tv.
Brian Carney.
Brian Carney. Well, he's not listening. He always
Doesn't
listens to-
matter.
I know. Well, he's a nice guy.
We should mention Brian Carney.
Always mention Brian Carney.
At least once during each
Every episode.
episode.
Because he guesses every microphone.
Somehow, we have to work Brian Carney into the
Yep.
conversation.
All right. Here's the song Placeholder by the Academics.
Placeholder, won't you? Placeholder, won't you? Take mine.
All right. So that was kind of nice. I Well, like I said, I'm already a big fan of the bands, mainly because they're my friends, but I also give them any sort of feedback, like whether it's like the mix is good, whether the drums sound good with the guitar and all the other shit. But I want to ask you guys, what'd you guys think? Aaron, we'll start with you real quick.
All right. I wasn't a huge. Am I on? I just want to make sure I'm
you're
on. Okay, I'm like now paranoid about that. No, you know what? I didn't realize that you were like friends with him because I had listened to was listening to this, and I mean, it's good, but I feel like I've heard it like a million times before. It's like it's very hipsterish, which and I know it's cool to like not like hipsters now or whatever. But their music, some of it, I just can't get into. It just kind of becomes the same.
Right.
But like the difference with these guys though is that you could really hear the Beatles influence. All I heard was like John Lennon with a mixture of just John Lennon. That's pretty much all I heard, with a little bit, a tiny smidge of Paul McCartney, I'd say. But then it's like watered down Modest Mouse.
Yeah.
I feel bad. No disrespect to them. I don't hate you. I would totally go to and see a show, and but I'm hearing it.
Right.
That's how I feel. So, whatever, it is what it is.
You're kind of our music aficionado that I want to say. Now you listen to it. What is your completely honest assumption of what you just heard?
Let's see. Well, as far as it goes, I mean, I got to go with Aaron. As far as the hipster, but to me, not just Beatles. I mean, you felt that influence right off the bat. But to me, I sensed a lot of early Stones. But it's a whole hoopla of different. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different. There's a generic blend. I mean, I can't pick out each one, but I know the one that speaks to me. Like you can hear the John Lennon influence, and I heard Stones influence. To me, it's like okay, like it, leave it, love it, crush it. I thought it was good. I always, I never knock any musician of any genre out of the loop for anything. The talent is definitely there. They got the chops. It's not my, bag of noodles, so to speak, but, I thought that was all right, man. It was on point for what it was, for what they were going for. Not my bag of tea, but hey, what can you do? Pass it on.
All right, not my genre, but if it was on in the background, it's not the kind of music where I would walk into a room and roll my eyes. I'd say, all right, this isn't bad. If we were sitting on the deck having a cigar, a couple of pops. Yeah, you know what? It's not bad background music at all. I really have no issue with it, but yeah, that's that.
I completely agree with Kurt on that. Like that's it. That's what I wanted to say is that it is good for like if I'm in a coffee shop and I'm listening to it and I'm like, oh, but am I gonna really? It's not my genre of music, to be completely fair. No one really in this room's genre of music, so we can't, But
you can't take away from them.
But hearing them in the background and be like, oh, okay, cool. But am I gonna go search them out after the fact? Nah, probably not. No, that's my opinion.
No, I mean, go ahead. Let's keep that.
Well, I can't say that I would listen to them. It's not my style of music. I mean, they're talented. They're doing something that I obviously couldn't do.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
that's one thing you got to take that away from them. And you know what? I mean, totally honest, after following them for, I'll say, like maybe the past year or so, they have definitely improved over the time. Because what this guy does, or what has been doing, he's been adding more instruments as time goes on. Like for right now, when I saw him over the weekend, he had 2 singers with him. He had a violinist, a guitar player, bassist, and drums.
Wow, I did. Excuse me. Was there violin playing in the background? Because I couldn't hear
there
him.
might have been. See, this actual song that we just heard, or that particular version of it, that's more of a studio thing that's been kind of like, it's not even finished yet.
Okay. So it's kind of like the rough cut.
It's kind of a rough cut at this point, because the problem also with having to do with like the very local band, as anyone knows, is trying to keep the same members in the band, because everyone has to do a bunch of different things. Like, I'm even glad we've even been able to do this podcast with the same crew as long as we have, because sometimes it's like, this guy's got to do some other thing, people we can't, same thing for a band. Yeah, exactly. Life gets in the band. Kurt's gonna make sure his life don't
I'm
get
gonna
in the
make sure
way.
my life don't get in the way. I like this too much.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how it goes. But I mean, even if if nothing, even if we did, had to stop it for whatever reason, we could definitely pick it up with whoever else is left. That is very true. It was not Bop coming out of there. So he got that, though. I mean, I enjoy them, but I also like, because to me, there's a little bit of Pink Floyd influence I felt in there.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I didn't really
and
hear
the
that.
thing that kind of strikes me a little bit is maybe even the drums, which actually may even be, as far as the Beatles influence, maybe even Ringo.
Floyd album.
I mean, that...
Piper at the Gates of Dawn.
No, I would have to go maybe like
Metal.
a Wish You Were Here almost.
Wish you were here.
Almost, maybe probably closer to a Wish You Were Here, because it's
Alright.
very ghost-like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So, but anyway, that was my buddies. I think overall in here, not yet. I think that's probably the best way to go for it, because I think you would listen to it if it was on the background, but I don't think you would go out and buy their album.
Yes.
I wish them
yes.
all the best. Hey man,
Like a good cheese or a
keep doing
fine
what you're
wine,
doing,
they haven't hit
but,
maturity.
like I said, not my bag of rice.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So that was that. So
I just want to add, keep up the good work, guys.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
man.
good for you guys. A lot more than I can do. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
you guys are
Boston
obviously
Red Sox hat.
you're talented, and you're doing something. So who the fuck am I? I am.
You're wearing a
I'm
Boston
I'm-
Red Sox hat with the Dropkick
Again,
Murphys.
Yes. No, I'm taking my hat
I
off.
thought you was going for that.
Baseball season, pitchers and catchers have already started.
Oh man.
By the way, go Rangers! Go Rangers! New York
Are
Rangers.
they doing good?
Yes,
Are
we
they?
need that. We need to go
Because
Rangers.
I saw a couple of the first games of the season. I don't really follow hockey that often, but they just didn't really look that
Well,
good.
you know what?
to me.
I like hockey, but I could never see it. I couldn't follow the puck. But now that I got a bigger TV, I'm able to watch it with that HD. Oh, it's amazing. It's like a whole new experience. So that's what I watch I watch a lot of Rangers, and come on, go Rangers! Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, hockey is an interesting sport. I always enjoyed whenever I went to around here we have West Point, so we would always go to the Army hockey games when we were younger.
Oh, I miss those. I want to go back to one. I want to go
We
back to one.
should. It's a lot of
nothing.
fun.
It's awesome. It's just intense and and it's a clever game, I think.
And everybody loves
Brutal.
everyone loves wearing those hockey jerseys.
I do. I love my hockey.
And you know what
jersey.
I've actually noticed this year? There's and maybe it's just because I'm actually just watching it more. There's almost. Has there been more fights than usual? I feel like there's been even more fights than usual in hockey this year.
No, I think everything. It might just seem that way because
would
everything's
say,
intense because it's only, your 50 games. You only got 50 games to play, so it's really competitive. So that's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
only have so it is pretty intense, but
Like that old thing. I went to a fight and the hockey game broke out.
That's the old Pepper boy. That's the old Pepper boy. That's the old Pepper boy. Put up the shorty here. We're gonna do that.
Whatever the fuck that was.
Look, that was Bugs Bunny.
That's, wow, all right. Okay.
Clancy, take the boys and surround the house.
you might, Rabbit. You might.
You might, Rabbit. You might, Rabbit.
He's hiding in the stove, eh?
But I turned the gas on.
I can't tell you what a great purchase I made when I bought those Looney Tunes on DVDs.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh,
yeah,
that's
Volume
amazing.
1. That's a good one.
Yeah, Volume 1 is good. I think that has the Clancy episode
Yep.
on it. I'm pretty sure it
And the Duck Season, Rabbit Season.
does. Rabbit season, duck season, fire!
It's so weird when you're a kid. You just kind of watch them. You're like, oh, Looney Tunes, this is fun, cartoon. And as you're older, you're just like, that's fucking hysterical.
It's awfully violent.
It's incredibly violent.
Yeah, you're so smart. What would you do? Would you shoot me now?
Shoot him now! Shoot him now!
Shoot me now! Shoot me now!
It's crazy.
I don't want to shoot me now.
No more for me. I'm driving.
Yeah, that's the best one.
What was that one with the
He comes
big
up, his
orange
beak is
monster
all
club?
fucked up. No more for me, thanks. I'm driving.
And they also, the funny part is the DVDs, they have the unedited ones. Because for a while they just decided, because whatever reason, the FCC decided they were too violent, so they have them edited. So, but there are actually episodes of Looney Tunes where Yosemite Sam literally blows his brains out.
Oh my God, he's my favorite.
Like literally takes a gun. They're playing Russian roulette during.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I totally remember. Oh,
It's crazy.
I love it. It is crazy
It's
how
so nutty.
how you got away. And of course, there's the cigarette ads, Lucky cigarettes
Oh,
or
yeah, of
Camels.
course.
There's one in the.
There's one ad.
It's
in the
like
baseball-
huge. It's a huge billboard,
There's-
and it says like Camels,
Yeah.
right? In the baseball one.
And
Yeah.
another one is the other one. The baseball one is. Does your tobacco taste different lately? After the guy gets like hit in the
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
with a baseball.
The episode where they're driving up to Rocky's hideout, the hiding in the
Yeah.
stove episode.
Yeah.
The big billboard, it says smoke, and there's a pack of cigarettes, and you can tell by the logo that it's supposed to be Lucky Strikes.
Awesome. That's just a crazy time. That,
I know.
That
I know.
just doesn't even exist
I don't-
anymore.
You don't see that.
Oh
I know.
God, I miss. Yeah, they
I know
don't
the
make
thing
stuff
is,
like that
like,
anymore.
And that actually kind of ended after World War II. Like after, like the cartoons kind of, stopped being good after World War II.
Yeah.
Because there would even be things in there where they're just like buying war bonds. you know?
Yeah. They were there
Very
to like, promote the
tremendous-
war
yeah.
effort.
Tremendous sense of American pride in a lot of these.
Yeah.
You know. But that's neither here nor there. So, Aaron brought in this thing tonight. She wanted to talk about maybe a little bit about some current stuff.
Current stuff. Yeah.
Last week, apparently, there was some craziness going on all over the planet and stuff. What happened there?
What happened? What happened? Well,
I'm gonna
people
pretend.
that
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear anything about
really,
this.
because that was very blatant. And if you are listening and you don't know what happened with a meteorite in Russia, then I don't know. You really need to.
I thought it was a
Pay more
refrigerator filled
attention
with
to current
borscht.
events. Yeah, no, I don't know like too much craziness about the story, but I was watching the videos and they were crazy. It shattered windows. Like I think it was like over at least over 100 people had injuries from like and it wasn't even the impact. It was a wave. It was like an atomic wave, and they said it was the size of 50. Don't quote me. I think it's at least 50 Hiroshima bombs was when it hit on impact into the Earth's atmosphere.
Really?
Yeah, and the sound wave, that's what took out whatever.
See,
It didn't
here's-
have the thing. It had just the
See, here's
impact
my thing.
of.
I saw the videos and I saw the pictures of it. Now, we have to take into certain things into effect. Nah, this is just me just kind of saying some things. Don't make anything out of it. But Russia is known for its Iron Curtain. Who's not to say that maybe they're testing the H-bombs again? And you know,
Hey,
and
who
they,
knows?
And and they used the whole fact that there was a giant like asteroid passing by the Earth on the same day, pretty much.
Right, and this isn't the first time it's happened. I think
Yeah,
it was about
exactly.
100 years ago or something. I think it was Tunguska or Kunguska, I don't know how the fuck they pronounce it, but a meteor came through the atmosphere and smashed into one of their forests, and it took out thousands of acres of woods. It
Yeah.
was a really big explosion,
Oh yeah.
and the whole forest caught on fire and all that good stuff.
It's
Damn Ruskies with their weapons.
Ruskies. I actually watched Doctor Strangelove one night, like a week ago, because I was just up late at night. That's a great movie.
Yeah.
Just yeah, exactly. Yeah, fucking Peter Sellers, who is
God bless him.
God bless him, man. He's just maybe one of the greatest. Yeah, exactly. With the freaking Nazi arm that he has, and he keeps trying to fight with it, and everyone's acting like it's totally normal. Like no one wants to say anything. That he's honestly.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. But no, I think the Ruskies are starting to. They really want to bring back the Soviet Union. That's my personal belief.
I think we should.
So does
I think we
Obama. He
should
wants
bomb
to
them
bring it
right
back,
back to the 18th century where they belong. Them
I
and the
mean-
goddamn Chinese. Sorry.
Well, the Chinese.
There's just a lot of them. That's all there is.
You know the problem is at this point in our kind of civilization is that we're so interconnected with everything that we can't even almost like as far as the big countries go, we can't even have like a big war with like another civilized country at this point, unless it's not even like the form of war that we're used to, like tanks and shit. Like we could do like an economic war, which I think we have been kind of doing.
That's what they've been doing for years.
With
There's
China,
totally
you know,
an economic war
But
going on
like,
right now.
I mean, we can do war with like we're doing right now with like people in the Middle East, or even and probably Africa's going to be next. But maybe just because I mean, those people they haven't really even got. They're not a power yet, you know. It's so interesting. I felt, you know, but I don't know. think, and they also have Putin is still in there after how many years?
Yeah, like 400. He's been in there since Boris Yeltsin, I think.
Well, he took over
Yeah.
for Boris Yeltsin. As the
He keeps fixing it. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why he
exactly.
keeps fixing it.
Yeah.
Because they just don't know. They never really grasped democracy. They never really gave it its foothold because they went from it being like they're so far back. They always have been for back to the Middle Ages, you know, and they were going this feudal and they had czars like kings. I mean, up until the early 1900s.
Pretty much, actually.
And then it's like goes from that poverty to communism, like bloody revolution, and then Cold War stuff, and then it's like, okay, yeah, bam, now you're gonna try democracy.
That's World War One
Yeah.
when the Bolshevik Revolution.
Yeah, that's why the Russians left World War One. One of the big reasons.
That's right.
And
because the czars were like just not giving them what they needed.
yeah, and that's
as
the problem
far
with
as
Russia.
they ran out of bullets
they
while
never
fighting.
took any time to ease into anything. It's like them bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean? From the czars to Lenin to Stalin to now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think Lenin started it.
They're just so used to they're so used to they're so used to having a leader. They need one. They're used to being ruled, as opposed to just ruling amongst themselves.
That's true.
And then it's like you're in such poverty because it was impoverished. Now you're trying to catch up with the rest of civilization. You know, you've got a whole arms race, a whole arsenal of nuclear thing, you know, from your past. It's just a crazy set of.
I think another problem.
If you look at those
too,
pictures,
yeah.
it looks like they're not modern in any way, shape, or form. If you were looking at those, and if those, the reason people have so many of those cameras is because in Russia they'll jump in front of a car or get into car accidents on purpose for the insurance money. I mean, it's that bad over there.
Yeah, I mean, Motley Crue just got popular in like Russia.
Beatles just got popular in Russia maybe within the last couple of years because, you know.
I would like Micol's take on this explosion.
Micol, do you think it's an H-bomb or do you think it's an astral collision?
I don't really know. I haven't really been keeping up with the current events going on in Russia. You know, the whole Iron Curtain and all. But I know YouTube.
Well, I mean,
I was just checking it out.
Well,
on
I
my,
mean, that's what I'm putting forward
Yeah.
is the idea that
It's
maybe this whole meteorite thing happening is kind of a cover-up for maybe they were just kind of testing weapons and they didn't want to come out and say we're testing weapons.
Well, it's
you know?
awesome. At least they're testing it on their own people.
Because, well, if you think of that,
So-
then, you know, we're after them and
Yeah.
Korea, North Korea, for the same shit.
Yeah, North
If that's-
Korea
if
once
that's the
again.
case.
Once again, North Korea is getting a little sand in their vagina, and they got to get their shit under control.
And you know, the thing, I think everyone kind of had a little bit hopeful after.
Ding dong.
Yeah, and what is that? His son took over.
Yeah, his son.
I think everyone thought it was like going to be like, hey, his son's going to be
Because they lost support of China a long time ago. The North
yeah.
Koreans. So that's a
yeah.
bad.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Big thing because China was their big supporter back in when we were doing the
It
Korean
was.
War and all
Yep,
that
yep,
stuff.
yep.
You do know that ceasefire is still going. The Korean War is still going on.
Yeah, technically it is.
Technically
it
it's
is
still
still
going
going on. It's only an armistice. There was never a treaty. Or
There's
anything.
never a treaty or anything like that. But then again, I think it was never even an official war. It was. Oh no, I think for them it was a war. We
For
just
them,
kind
it
of
was
got
a war.
involved.
We just went in.
We just
and
kind of went in, just kind of helped out a bit.
killed like 3 million of them.
Yeah.
Deep in kimchi.
Yeah. You know, 6 more months in Korea would have been bloodier than Vietnam, and it was much, much shorter.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. You know, and also, I mean,
No take on that.
It was just fought a little better than Vietnam.
well, I think, the thing about is Korea. I mean, we had just gotten off World War II, so we were still kind of in that maybe thing of like, you know what, America's kind of the best country, and those kids who ended up protesting the war in Vietnam were still too young to really like think about, you know, or even, well, I mean, like the drug revolution hadn't really happened yet. I think in that time, because it was in the 50s where the Korean War happened.
Korean War, yeah, it was actually, it took place right after World War II, pretty much.
And then I think the Vietnam War kind of coincided with some sort of drug revolution in this country, and or even like the hippie movement and stuff like that. You know, we're all kind of like being all about peace and love and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that was a reaction, rebellion to conservative times.
Yep.
You know, that was a reaction to that type of thing. To
Yeah, I guess.
you know what I mean? To the civil rights movement, things like that. Like there was an upheaval in this country.
That's true.
People, you know, because the U.S. boomed
Right.
after World War II, and people got used to. So that, you know, when you're not living in poverty and just trying to survive, you start to look at the world around you and say, okay, this is fucked up. Let's change this. You
Sure,
know what I
sure.
mean? It comes
Right.
after. It's easier to do ideas when you can feed yourself than when you can't.
And never really had a full kind of, maybe even sort of like a social rebellion since then.
We don't need one.
As far as the generation saying, you know, we kind of don't like how everything's going. I want to say the Occupy Wall Street guys did try to do something, but they really, in the end, didn't really amount to really doing much. You know, I think the message was there, but they
So
just,
instead of looking for a job, it was easier to just occupy Wall Street.
well, I mean, there's a lot of kids there who just kind of did it just to do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm mommy and daddy's credit
But
card.
there's also some other people too who just kind of like just got a real shitty.
hate me for this, but I'm such a bastard. I hate them, Steven. I really hate them.
I know you do.
The
That's
60s ruined this country, except the Beatles.
why. All right. We got a Beatles. What about the Stones? You don't like the Stones?
Oh my God,
about Hendrix?
you are.
What do you mean, nah?
leave it. Hendrix, take it or leave it.
He does not like
I
Hendrix.
respect. You know what? I respect the Occupy movement for what it was. I believed in. I am one of the 99%. I would like to be part of the 1% though. If I could work my way up to that, then I would totally be like, hey, you know, whatever. But here's the deal. Yeah, I know, right? All right, he's trying to.
Fisticuffs
he's
is
trying
gonna
to
happen
go
in-
crazy at me with the
Fisticuffs is gonna happen
with
any
the,
minute here.
Get at the microphone.
I'm down
but
with it.
no, I mean, you know, I respect it, but the thing is, the country is just not passionate because there's just empathy. There's this overwhelming, you know, like no one cares about, you know,
I don't know
the
if it's
kids growing up,
empathy.
and you know, it's a complete empathy among the youth,
You
amongst
think
the youth
or
of
is it
today.
apathy?
Apathy. It's apathy.
Empathy is
I'm
when
sorry.
you feel something for
Yes,
I think it's
I don't
apathy.
feel anything. Yeah, apathy. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Oh my God. Wow, that was horrible. Bomb. Apathy. There's
Don't do
just
drugs,
this-
kids. Don't do drugs.
Don't do overnight shifts, guys. Don't do overnight shifts.
Don't wear a Boston Red Sox hat.
Anyway, no, there's this apathy amongst the youth. No, they just don't care. They do off, you know, whatever. Whereas there's no like spirit. Like there was a spirit and a passion, and you followed your politics and you made that government work for you. But because the system is broken down so much, regardless of political party, whatever, kids today, I mean, I'm one of those people. I was very active, always kept up with the current events, and now I'm like, fuck it. Like, I don't feel anything anymore. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, but I do give props to the people, even if it was mommy and daddy's money, for bringing attention to the fact that, yeah, there is an imbalance in this country. And, you know, even if it didn't really spur much and it was half-hearted and half-assed, you know, I hope it'll get better, you know, as far as that spirit gets better. Because regardless, we have to change something. Whether it be, you know, something's got to change.
Aaron,
So-
I just want to let you know that you are in a safe area.
I
just
know,
in
I
case.
know. These guys are,
They're-
jeez.
And I also
Jesus,
Okay,
I'm the 1%
put the knife away.
of an
Put the knife
enemy.
away. Micol, put the knife away. You are a special guest. Put the knife away. Kurt, would you like to retort? And I want to remind you that it is Black History Month, so please.
Oh boy.
I think that comment was on purpose.
I think Steven is trying to put fuel on the fire.
I would never.
As far as the Occupy movement, it was good for about a week. All right, get over it and move on. You're all not going to get great corporate jobs. McDonald's is fucking hiring. Go work there. Go get a job. Go do something. Go do something. But I agree with Aaron. The kids in this country are lazy and they don't care anymore. Nobody has a spirit. Nobody has a backbone.
Damn,
Yeah.
Skippy.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Fucking
They're
A right on
entitled,
that,
they're
man.
lazy,
There
and they're
ain't
the
no
product
lie there.
of what is left over from the 1960s.
To me, sounds like a bunch of whiny little babies that racked up
Me,
a
I
big
just end
college
up buying
bill and
everybody
now
a
don't wanna
skirt
pay
and
it.
giving them some
I
lipstick
really
and a
didn't keep
wig.
up
You know
with
what I'm
it,
saying?
But the little
Shit.
bit that I heard,
You want some Tampax? Hey, come on. I'll take you to the fucking store, man. Drop us that, would you? For crying out loud.
I didn't realize.
How did we go from like Russian meteorite, like going through the sky and blowing up buildings to like a hot-blooded political discussion that will go on and on and on for hours and hours and hours.
You know why we went from there?
Why did we do that?
Because we're in the shack, baby.
Oh, the fucking shack.
We're in the motherfucking
That's what
shack.
happens. That's what happens at the shack.
It's the land.
It's the magic.
Fuck the magic of Macy's. The magic
blood
of
gets
the
a
shack.
boiling in the shack.
We are in the land of misfit toys, man. We go from one end to the other.
Yeah, man. Land. Oh yeah, like that. That's good. That's good. That's some good shit right there.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, the message is good, but you know how they go about it. You know, I give them credit for at least just kind of standing there, and you know, and then on the other side, you also have the real revolution that happened in, let's say, Libya or Egypt.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because there's stuff to lose. What are your kids really losing? The ones that the ones that are privileged, the ones that were out there doing their thing, the ones that are in poverty, just trying to survive and do whatever, whatever that may be. The kids like middle class kids, what do they have to lose? They have a cushy life. It is so awesome living in America and being white and living in suburbia. But you know what? It really is compared to like the rest of the world. Like we're really fucking lucky compared to some places like Russia. Like, do I want to be in Russia? Fuck no. So if I want to do a revolution because I want to change it and make it more cushy like this place, then fuck yeah. But there's nothing of that because it is so fucking cushy. You know what I mean? Like, it's so cushy. We have a consumer-based economy. Like, we don't manufacture. We just buy stuff. That's our thing. That's what we do. So, how do you want to, why... kids, what are they going to do? What are they going to... You know what I mean? Because it's not really affecting them. It's not affecting their livelihood, you know what I mean? We are spoiled rotten, and it's awesome, and I love it, and go fucking America. Best country in the world.
But I will also say this, too.
America, fuck yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming in to
But I will
save
also
the
say this, too.
motherfucking day, yeah.
Really. No, don't quit your day job, man.
Easy. Let me take
But
this
I will also
microphone
say
away
this,
from you.
too. And I hate to harp on this thing, but there is a slight point to the message that they did have when they were protesting, because these scumbag asshole CEOs were fucking people over just to give themselves more bonuses. They were taking people 401ks. Yeah. They really told people a lot of bullshit about the fucking mortgages, the bubble, and the whatever, the I forget what it was called, something house mortgages.
See, I know my narrow-minded remarks before, but then again, I stated I didn't know much about what was going on.
Well, I mean, like when the whole economy kind of collapsed in 2008 and the fucking house market just fucking went to shit. They have a point. A lot of people got really fucked over. I mean, I would imagine some people in this room got fucked over, when they kind of quit their job and try to find another one, and they just find out, no, buddy, you can't find a fucking job. Do you have 5-year experience? Nope. Get the fuck out of my office. And it's still to this day, people are still having a tough time trying to find jobs, what they want to. Now, the great thing about America is that we do have the opportunity to do things. We have the opportunity, we have the right to pursue our happiness. It's not given to us, which I think which I think you guys are bringing up, is the fact that a lot of these kids kind of wanted it to them. And I do agree, there's a lot of entitlement. But on the other hand, we also do kind of get fucked over by some, and I will say we probably get fucked over more by the corporations than we would by our own government. Corporate, as bad as you guys.
The corporate world as it is the bankers. Yeah. Bankers are
they're all intertwined together.
You're
That's the thing about
them.
it.
In cahoots with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the banks and the corporation are all in cahoots together. And I know you guys really don't like Obama and what he's been doing, and that's your prerogative to think that. And
I can't think that.
Yeah, exactly. But by and large, the people who are going to end up fucking you in the worst in the ass are going to be the people who. No. It's going to be the corporations.
No matter who's in charge.
It's going to be the corporations who probably fuck you over more, because there's the people who are selling things to you. The government isn't really selling anything to you. They're selling you a lot of bullshit that you don't have to buy. That's the other beautiful part about this country, too.
Oh, yeah. You don't have to buy it if you don't want
You don't have to buy into it if you don't want to.
Will.
Corporations,
Free thinking,
they kind of almost jam that whole American dream down your throat. And then sometimes you buy into it, sometimes you don't buy into it. It's, whatever you want to do.
Fuck the government.
Thank you.
Anonymous. At Anonymous on Twitter.
Yeah.
go there and see what they're up to. And I like a lot of what they do. So you should check them out.
Hats off, Anonymous.
Anonymous. Go Anonymous.
Yeah, they're actually pretty cool on Twitter. I've seen a couple of those things. You know.
Yeah.
You know what they actually did? They actually exposed a lot of Twitter accounts that were just
they
posting...
hacked Burger King.
Well, no. Well, I'm just gonna say this. What they did is they're actually exposing a lot of fucking Twitter accounts that were just posting fucking kitty porn on
That's
fucking
awful.
Twitter, and they exposed them, which is fucking amazing.
I find that absolutely hysterical.
What's hysterical?
They took down the Westboro Baptist Church
That
after
is
that
true.
Newtown thing.
That is true.
Yo, Anonymous stepped up. They were
Boy.
amazing
Boy.
during that whole thing.
Yeah.
With
That was crazy.
no, that was fucked up. But those fucking shitheads, those Westboro Baptist Church people, were gonna protest those funerals or whatever. Just horrible, and they do that. That's what they do. And then what they do is, and that's how they make their money, is when people like us react or do whatever or something, they sue.
They're all lawyers.
They're all lawyers, and and they spew hate. They're horrible. Anyway, they're horrible human beings, and they're just it's publicity. It's all for publicity, and it's to make their payday. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's aside the point. But Anonymous went on the attack because the Westboro Baptist Church, their main thing is the internet. That's how they got like the God Hates Fags, all those types of websites that they had. That's how their presence became known. So they attacked. They threw out. They got the head of the church's the Shirley Ropes, whatever.
Shirley
that
Phelps
one.
Roper.
They got all their social security numbers, exposed them, threw them up on Twitter, and said, "This is so and so's social security." I mean, they fucked them, and it was awesome.
And one of
And
the
it was
actual
one of
kids
the
actually
greatest
left the
things
church
I've ever
too.
seen. Yeah, I know.
The one who was actually Kevin Smith was all kind of like
Those people are all. They're the kind of people that spit on Micol for serving overseas.
they're
terrible.
the lowest kind of people.
They make normal Christians look bad.
Oh no, their whole job is to infuriate people. That's their fucking job. But say what you want about them. I, as a person who is kind of involved in communications, who's involved in radio like we are right now, you kind of have to defend their right to say whatever
of
the hell
course.
they want to. That's the problem, you know? I mean, that's the main problem. They want to say, but they also do kind of cross the line at certain points because they do kind of fall into that category sometimes of yelling fire in a crowded theater where somebody could get hurt, you know?
I support anyone who throws rocks at them.
Well, I believe there's actually a
Or
motorcycle
bullets.
who who actually follows them around.
Well, see, you know what? I was actually
And-
part. You know what? Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I protested with the I protested against them actually up in Plattsburgh. I did the whole thing. I was part of one of those. And you know what? I agree with. Obviously it's their First Amendment. They can say what they want, and I have no problem with them doing. Is it in absolute bad taste? Absolutely. Is it purely so that they can make a profit for themselves? Sure. You know what I mean? But as far as I love the fact that they have their certain permits where they have to stand, and then people can just go in front of them and block them off and not give them a name. And I think if the media just completely stops acknowledging them, I think eventually they'll just go away. They can protest and do whatever they want, but if you don't give them that stuff, and you just, and you don't fight back, and even though what they're saying is enraging, they're doing it to business. They go under the guise of it being religious. It's all bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pure. I want to sue that government. I want to sue that person for doing whatever, so I can get my money, so I can keep doing this shit because. I don't know, because there's nothing to fucking do in Kansas.
Right.
Well,
I want to...
If you ain't picking corn in Kansas, you're burning fags.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so I guess that's
I
our
love
cool-
your hat, Steven.
I love it too. I got to get a new one because this one's starting to get a little funky. I have I have one of those Irish cotton caps like this.
Speaking of Irish,
Oh, I
St.
know.
Patrick's
It's coming.
Day is
It's coming.
less than a month
damn,
away,
you're right.
and
It's
Aaron is making corned beef.
Oh,
Are you making corned beef
now?
this year?
Are you now?
I
Oh,
might even get a
wow.
boner for your corned beef.
Who doesn't? Oh.
Yeah, my rabbit. Yeah, my rabbit.
So, I guess that's our little political talk. I want to change gears actually because we've got.
Hoorah!
Grind a pound, man.
It's
Fucking-
hooah!
I want to grind it. We're going to go into different gears. So another thing I think we kind of want to talk about tonight is maybe just do a little bit of horror movie talk. Horror movie talk.
I love horror movie talk.
Hooah movie talk. See what I did there?
Like Adam and Eve kind of talk.
Yeah. Just fucking, just fucking boom all day long. Incest and Garden of Eden. Just oh my god, nakedness.
Well, you know, you mentioned that Stanley Kubrick movie earlier.
Dr. Strangelove, yes.
What was it? Last week we watched The Shining. That was
Oh my god.
that was a fine movie.
I just want to bash your
Aaron,
bash
you
your brains
need
in.
to be corrected.
That's my favorite. No, that's seriously, that is one of my most favorite films of all time. It's my top.
Yeah.
It's my top horror movie film of all time,
I
without
have
a
to
doubt,
agree with
hands
that one.
down.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I
Yep.
love every single.
I mean-
it's one of those movies you can put on because they air it a lot on TV when you're not watching it on your own DVD player. Anyway, when you're not doing that and you see it, you're just gonna watch it. It doesn't matter. It's one of those movies you can put on and watch it from that point to the end. It's so good each time you see it.
I mean, it's like you have many different levels of horror movies, and if horror movie Jay was here, he'd be just cutting into it real quick. That is one of my top. But I mean, I go back. I mean, I like Vincent Price, like The Pit and the Pendulum, and
House on Haunted Hill, the original.
I'll do you one better. Hell House.
Legend of Hell House.
Legend of Hell House. One of my all-time favorite movies.
I've been looking for that movie to bring over.
I know, man. It's a fucking. Oh God, I love that movie. That's a great movie. And I don't, if you're gonna start talking about sleepaway camp, I'm gonna go to sleep right now.
I am actually. No, I'm gonna.
I swear, I'm
touch
going
a
to
little
sleep.
bit into the slasher genre. Not a little bit.
That's a great
No.
Not. I'm not. I'm gonna talk. I mean, a little Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Nightmare
first
on
on all.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Awesome. But during the late 90s and the late 80s, early part of the 90s, slasher movies really took a backseat and they went to sleep, and everybody kind of forgot about them. And then Scream happened in 1996, and that opened the floodgates and reinvented the slasher flick. With Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, Valentine, and so on and so forth.
No, I still stick with the first Nightmare on Elm Street, which no one had ever seen anything like this before.
Great flick.
The first Nightmare on Elm Street, the first Friday the 13th.
Aaron, I just saw you just cringe at the mention of Nightmare on Elm Street.
1, 2, Freddy's coming.
That was the most
for you.
bizarre horror movie I think I'd ever seen. I was like, what
Okay,
the hell
let me
is
just
this?
tell you, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 with that fucking nun still bothers me. I saw that one. I looked her up on the internet, and she is just as creepy when she's not in a nun outfit.
You know what's unfortunate is Halloween 3.
Yeah.
No,
Freddy versus Jason. That was funny. I laughed my ass through the whole thing.
That was a funny looking film.
Freddy scares the shit out of me, and I hate it. I don't hate it. They're good. That's the thing. They're so good. He's so scary that he's so scary. I don't want to ever watch it, and I avoid it at all.
You want to know which one actually kind of really freaked me out when I watched it? Was Blair Witch.
Yeah. Let me
And
tell you something.
the reason why that one freaked me out is
Yes,
because
it did.
when you've gone camping in your lifetime,
Yeah.
you've heard those noises before.
Yep.
Just like the kind of crazy, and just the middle of the night, and you're just like, what the hell is that?
I remember I saw that in the movie theater with him and Nate McElhenney when we were in it was between 10th and 11th grade. And you and me were like, wow, that movie was fucking creepy.
Yeah.
And Nate
The
got
second
sick.
one
Nate
wasn't
got
bad
sick
either.
because of the camera moving. But even to this day, when I watch the Blair Witch Project, that's the kind of movie where you have to let your imagination work. Because if you don't let your imagination work, the movie is going to fucking blow. Use your imagination, and that movie is going to mind fuck you. It mind fucked me, and my mind still hurts.
And that's exactly what a lot of 70s shows did. Like, I'm going to date myself, but you had Chiller Thriller Theater, which was absolutely awesome. And you had Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, Tales from the Dark Side.
Now, but if I would say the all-time movie that scared the living hell out of me would be The Uncut Exorcist.
Oh,
That
classic.
is my top number one. Scared
That is a
shit
one
out
and
of
done
me.
movie for me, folks.
Yeah.
I've seen it once.
Yeah.
And that was enough.
I'm like-
and I understand its brilliance. It scared the shit out of me, and I'm done. I'm
There
done.
you go.
How do you guys feel about maybe like the shaky cam genre stuff, like what the Cloverfields and what's the other one? Quarantine. It's the other one that was a kind of shaky cam.
I liked I liked Cloverfields. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was creepy. It was, but I wouldn't call it like a horror movie.
Yeah, it was more sci-fi.
It's more sci-fi.
More of a sci-fi one?
Yeah,
Hills
more.
Have Eyes,
Yeah.
Hills Have Eyes.
Wrong turn. That's all I'm saying. Wrong turn.
No,
Wrong turn.
better high tension.
High tension.
High
Great
tension.
fucking movie.
You know which one I kind of really. Here's one genre
Micol
that
just sniffed the
I've
microphone.
never been able to wrap my head around, and maybe it's just me, but it's because it's so freaking popular that I just kind of hate it. It's the whole zombie genre, man.
Love zombies. Let me
I
tell you
can't.
something.
I just can't.
George Romero nailed it. Okay, the George Romero nailed it. The new zombie movies suck, and I'll tell you why. Zombies don't run, and one of the best mysteries.
Double tap.
Okay, except Zombieland. Zombieland was fucking good. Except Zombieland. One of the best mysteries to Night of the Living Dead and the original Dead series, Dawn of the Dead, was you never knew why the dead were coming back to life.
Exactly.
And The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead touched on that. But when all the remake zombies came out, you had to get bit to turn, which was stupid. Because in the original, you didn't know why the unburied and the recently dead were returning to life. They were just returning.
And
to
now
life.
every zombie freaking series comes up with some sort of virus.
I really
and
hope
everything
Horror
else.
Movie J is listening.
That would be nice.
No, I mean, zombies, the early, and I'm agreeing. Yeah, the newer zombie movies suck. I'm very critical. I'm very critical of my zombies. And yes, it is getting a little played
Well,
out, but the same thing
I will
happened
give
with
a shout
fucking
out.
vampires a few years back. So it's just
the
working its
vampire
way-
genre, they've all but destroyed any sort of
And
credibility
so now
to it.
they've moved on to the zombies,
Yeah.
which, you know what, it's taking a beating.
Werewolves are next, baby.
You know,
Underworld was not bad. I liked Underworld.
Well, there's an action film. That's not necessarily more of a horror. That's like an action kind of mixed
Underworld
with
was great.
the whole like old style horror stuff.
Now I'm thinking, if I'm talking zombies, I like the comedy, like Zombieland with Woody Harrelson. That was great. But I'm gonna go before that. I forget the guy's name. The Evil Dead.
Oh, Evil Dead.
I was
Shaun
literally
of the
good.
Dead.
I was literally just gonna say a shout out to Shaun of the Dead because not only not only is that a great comedy and fucking funny film,
It's funny as hell.
it's also a legitimate zombie film too.
Yes.
Yeah.
well, they really host up George Romero's the first one. Like, he goes off, it's like, there's certain things in the movie that are key, like, you know, like his, where he works is like, is a name of a character from Night of the Living Dead, something like that. There's a lot of, like, you know, things kind of dropped in there.
Bruce Campbell. That's who I'm thinking
Bruce,
of.
you're thinking of Evil Dead.
Evil
Bruce-
Dead, and the one before that, which was
Or you're thinking Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evil Dead.
Evil
Awesome.
Dead 1 and
Absolutely awesome.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're remaking that.
Again.
Yeah, I hear they're remaking. They're gonna remake the.
Who's going to be remaking it?
That I don't know.
Is it
All
going
right,
to be
this
Bruce
has
Campbell?
nothing to do with horror, but I hear they're going to
I
remake
didn't hear
The Good,
anything
the Bad, and the
about
Ugly, and if they do, I'm going to hunt you down, and I'm going to
I
fucking
heard
kill
that, I
you.
just heard they were making it. Let me look it up. Let me look it up.
I don't know if you guys were listening right now, but Pete just went on a tangent and said if he heard a rumor that they're remaking Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and if he does, he's
Yeah.
going to kill people.
It's going to get ugly.
I could see that getting ugly.
It's going to get ugly.
You can't replace Clint Eastwood. He's the fucking man.
fucking replace.
No, he's the man. It's not going to.
No, man.
It's going to be nothing like the original.
It's like the Mona Lisa. It's like, you know, I'm like, you kidding me, right?
They can't remake perfection.
No, no. Can't do
You
it.
can't.
You know what? I mean, I probably haven't seen nearly enough westerns that I have in my lifetime. I mean, I've seen like the real classics, like High Noon.
Great.
Fucking what's the other one with what's the one with Morgan Freeman and fucking Clint Eastwood? Or no, is it Clint Eastwood or the other guy? What's
No, you got
Unforgiven?
Clint
Unforgiven.
Ooh.
That's the one I'm thinking
Yeah.
of. With
That
Gene
was good.
Hackman in there. That's a good one.
That was a great one.
Oh my god. Oh, and of course the
What?
best one of all, Shane. Did you guys ever see Shane?
Shane.
That's a great cowboy movie. It's about a guy who's like a former gunslinger, and kind of comes into this like farm family, kind of helps him out. He's a drifter, exactly, and like and all of a sudden at the end of the movie, it just comes to the climax, like every fucking western does, the fucking shootout, and he just takes care of business, motherfucker.
Cleans house.
Nice.
No, but as far as the horror stuff goes, another one that I want to mention too. This is more of a sci-fi thing. Is Alien. I love Alien.
I ain't seen that in years.
It's been a while.
I want to get back to what Aaron said about vampires. they have turned vampires into gigantic vaginas.
No,
into big,
yeah.
faggy pussies.
I mean, for a while, I mean, they did.
The only faggy, cool vampire was Dracula. Other than that, Anne Rice ruined it with
92. I'm trying to
those
remember.
guys.
It was a really good Dracula movie. Damn. You know the producer too. I can't think of his name. Kurt.
Yes.
The one that came out like 92 or 93. I know. I see the microphone there. I'm looking at you, going, "Help me out here." All right. Well, help me out here.
Which vampire movie that came out?
It was like one of the best ones I had seen in a long time. You even mentioned it.
Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yes, Bram Stoker. Thank you. That was it, Bram Stoker. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I mean, they've pretty much done everything they can to just pussify any sort of vampire movie. I mean,
I can't stand it. I heard in the Twilight movies they twinkle.
yeah, they pretty much do.
Eesh.
Twinkle in their eye, you know.
28.
Jack the
What was it?
Ripper.
28 days later. Those were some badass vampires.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 30 Days a Night. 30 days.
30 days,
a night.
yeah. 28
That was
days
it.
later was a Fast Zombies.
Yeah.
Fast Zombie.
30 Days a Night. That was on point. That was crazy.
30 Days in Alaska with the.
Yes. Okay.
That was a
All
great
right.
fucking movie.
Yeah, those were cool vampires.
The other one I liked was
John Carpenter's vampires. Hoorah!
Hoorah. Did we mention? I already said the Halloween series. Let me see. The one I really liked watching with you was, I think it was Creep Show
Love Creep Show.
with
Fucking
Leslie.
love Creep
with
Show.
Leslie Nielsen and Ted
Yep.
Danson.
My favorite one is still the one with the little furry guy in the crate who eats everybody.
Yeah.
That one, and then the second Creep Show with the hitchhiker.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm gonna bring this back to maybe our generation. Pete probably won't know this, but the fucking Are You Afraid of the Dark series. on
Oh yeah,
Nickelodeon,
Nickelodeon.
that shit used to freak me fuck out.
Yeah, there were
Freak
definitely a
me the
couple of
fuck out.
episodes back when I was 10 that were
Right.
borderline creepy.
Yeah. So we talked
But I
about.
wasn't scared of Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I know. All right, so now I'm gonna ask you the opposite question: worst horror movie you've ever seen. Now I already put in one. I'm gonna say Wicker Man with Nick Cage.
That wasn't a horror. That
fucking
was more of a
horrible.
thriller. If you take it as a thriller,
Yeah,
it's not a
it
bad
was
movie.
horrible,
if you take
man.
it as a horror, it's awesome.
Man, I like Nick Cage, but that was horrible.
Nick Cage.
I didn't mind The Wicker Man.
Ghost Rider I liked. Ghost Rider was good.
Ghost Rider was actually a pretty cool film.
160 seconds, good.
I'll tell you why I didn't mind The
The
Wicker
original,
Man,
of
because
course,
I
is
didn't
the
expect
best.
much out of it.
That's probably true. And
But
that was
if you-
wasn't that a remake too?
Yeah, it was a remake, but if you take that at face value, that's actually a pretty decent movie. You just gotta like
You know what though?
a lot
Nick
of
Cage's
people expected
performance
too
is
much from it because Nick Cage was in it. I
well,
think,
even
and-
that the story was kind of pretty unbelievable at certain points.
Yeah, yeah, but it was alright.
It becomes and
at
then Nick
at face value, it was
and then
fine.
the bees at the end. In my eyes, at the end where they spoiler alert, they fucking burn Nick Cage alive, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah,
Fucking wooden rabbit or whatever the fuck that thing was.
It was a Wicker Man.
there were so many.
No, they put him in this big old
It was a Wicker Man.
It was called
yeah,
a
it was
Wicker Man.
whatever the fuck it was.
So what was the bad horror movie you guys were about to say before I chimed in?
Oh my God, we watched
Blair Witch.
Blair.
Hey.
Yeah. No, we just talked how great it was.
No, you talked how great it was.
I didn't talk
shut
how
up.
I didn't talk how great it was. They talked how great it was.
What's that?
Blair Witch. He's saying that.
Actually, the second one I liked better than the first one.
I didn't even see the second one.
The second one would have done better as an independent horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But the Blair Witch, when it came out, it was what it was, and
Well, it definitely had damn
Yeah.
good promotion. You
It
can't,
did. It
can't give
definitely
it that,
did.
you know.
You know, when I first saw it in the theater, I laughed a lot. Because I was like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, I didn't get the concept of it's all in your mind kind of a thing, and I took it very literal. And so I was laughing. I remember laughing and seeing it in the theaters and just being like, this is hysterical. I can't see fucking anything. And just being frustrated and being like, whatever. And then years later, and then when you've spent some time in the woods years later, you're kind of like, and then rewatch that movie, you're kind of like, oh, this is fucking creepy.
it was that god awful
I remember
horror
remembered
movie.
one.
We
it was
watched it at your
horrible,
house. It was
but
like
to
the
the
Tomb
point
or
where
something.
you actually had to watch it. All right. I'm gonna.
We watched it the night before the fishing trip, I think, and it was just it was awful. It was like the Tomb, maybe.
The tomb, and it looked like we got it at my video store that I was working at. So, and it was like a feature. Was it Lionsgate film?
Yeah.
It was distributed by Lionsgate, and but it was like very student, almost like student film, but it was terrible.
It was like middle school student. I saw the word Nerf written on the prop X.
There was barely any talking. It didn't even make sense. Like, I didn't even understand. We that's the first movie, the first and only time we've actually shut off a movie, because we were like, it was so bad that we were like, this is just shit. So we're just gonna shut it off.
It was awful, Steven. This is why I had bad luck fishing the next
No, you want awful? I'll give you awful. I'm going to take you back to the day. I'll bring you up recent. This is awful. 1979, the movie The Prophecy came out. I don't know if you ever saw this. Horror movie Jay, you're nodding your head right along with me on this. You want to talk some serious cheese? I mean, there's a part, it was so bad. Only one part in there was funny. When this big, like, you have to see it. It's called The Prophecy. 1979 had the same lady who played Rocky in Rocky played his wife. I don't know that actress.
Oh, Talia Shire.
Had her.
We tried watching that here a couple of months ago. Or last year, maybe.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. That's right.
You know, and then the other one was
Not
The Gate.
Oh, The Gate was great.
Oh, my God. All right.
The Gate was
You're
good.
going to hear a slap really loud.
Okay,
and
let me tell you what The Gate was. It was a fun watch. It was not a scary watch. If you think it's going to be scary, you're going to be disappointed. But if you watch it for what it is, it's a fine movie. It's not The Tomb.
It should be in a tomb.
No-
Very deep.
Nothing is like The Tomb. Nothing is that bad. Is that?
I never seen The
god-awful
Tomb,
movie.
so I don't know what you're talking
And you
about.
shouldn't. You don't need to.
No,
Just
The
know
Gate-
that it's horrible.
No. I'd rather take a cheese grater to my face and chew on tinfoil simultaneously than watch that fucking movie.
This
Thank
is
you.
Pretty, that's pretty much on par. That's comparable to The Tomb, I'd say.
So, Pete, what was the movie about?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
The
We
Gate
ain't going
had
here.
See, at least The Gate had famous people in it, like The Tomb.
The Gate?
Who was in The Gate?
Stephen Dwarf. I think.
Who the fuck,
Or not-
Steven? Who the fuck is Steven? Who
can't
the
pronounce
fuck
his
is
last
Steven
name.
Dwarf?
He was okay. The
Oh,
guy-
now check it out. What?
The guy who was
What?
The guy who was the bad guy in that movie, The Professional. He.
Who? What? The holy shit!
laugh
Like he
all you
did
want.
what?
It's a guy you have all seen 100 times. You
Yeah,
see his
100
face, you'll be like,
times.
Oh man, that guy.
The guy from Mission Impossible?
Perhaps.
Who?
I didn't see Mission Impossible.
This is not funny, man. I have no fucking clue what we're talking about.
No, the
You
one
went
guy
from
was,
obscure to even more obscure.
You'll know him if you see him. You know who I'm talking about. He was in it.
You're like referencing the nerd kid from that GoDaddy commercial at the Super Bowl, who apparently has been in like a bunch of films as like a B actor, just like something like that, and he's just getting there. It's just the most obscure person you've ever seen in your life. You've seen him in a bunch of different places.
Right. Yeah, but the rest of the Gate, I don't know who the fuck they are.
I've never seen the movie.
It was alright. It was much. Aaron, it was much better than The Tomb.
Hold on. I don't know if.
Much better
Hold
than
on.
Rest
Hold on.
Stop.
Kurt. Hold on. Kurt just had a line. I don't know if everybody
It wasn't
heard.
Kurt, it was Micol.
Or Micol. Excuse me.
Micol, get back here.
I just gave a fucking.
That was great. So, just say that. Just say the line that Mike's just said. Oh, okay. It was. Yeah, Mike. He just had a line that just said, how is the gate? And he's like, well, it has latches and it opens back and forth. It's like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's why he's our special guest.
He's our very special guest.
Our very special guest. Well, everyone, I think that's it for tonight. We had I think it was a good show tonight. We talked
I'd say
about
so.
politics, everything.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, I like it. Sounds good. All right, friends. If you want, now we can do our live reads.
Well, it's a wrap
We
around.
we're wrapping it up. Oh, the phone's ringing. That means it's time to wrap up. Oh,
Oh.
it's Joy.
Hold on, it's Jason. Keep rolling.
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
hold on, hold on.
we're rolling. We're rolling. We're still on the air.
Hold on. Is that horror movie Jay?
This is horror movie Jay
Yeah.
possibly on the phone. It is. It's been confirmed.
It has been confirmed.
So we're holding on.
Hold on,
'cause he's
He's losing his mind
We
right
need
now.
to get live. This is our first live call.
This is, I
This
guess.
is our first live call.
Hold on, Jason.
We've got a live
Hold
call
on,
in from Horror Movie J.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Hold on. We got
Alright.
live input. Hold on.
We got live input. Hold on one second. We're putting on speakerphone.
All right. Go ahead. Oh, I got you on speaker.
Well,
Right.
About Bigfoot.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, right? About Bigfoot.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is coming to you live from my phone machine.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Live from my phone machine.
Yes, no, I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever it is. No, I've heard that, yeah. No, but I'm listening to this shit, I'm like, oh my god, I'm listening to fucking 45 minutes so far, whatever it is. I'm like, okay, dude, you haven't talked about anything at all. No horror movies, no recent music,
Sounds a little disgruntled.
no nothing. You have just gone on about being a blog. That's all I heard so far. About being a blog.
We didn't talk about The Blob, but that was a good horror movie.
Wait, turn your radio. Jay.
That was a good horror movie.
Jay, turn your radio down.
Dude, Frank, you Frank? Yeah, turn your radio down. Oh yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please do that. Yeah. And then talk to us.
Yo.
This is Aaron's brother Frank.
This is yeah. What's going on, Jay?
Yeah, cause cool. I think I met you once. I don't remember.
Not Frank. It's Aaron, dude. It's Aaron.
Did I meet Frank?
No, it's Aaron. Oh my God, our first live caller is extremely wasted on the air.
Right now.
That's
Awesome.
Aaron talking to you right now.
Okay, Aaron. Did I meet your brother, Aaron?
Yes, of course. Yes, you've met him.
Yeah, for real, like person to person. I don't know if I met him on
For
online or
realsies?
person.
Yes, you have.
If this was an actual like radio show, I'd have hung up on him so quick. This is just rambling and rambling.
Either or. Aaron's brother's Frank is fucking awesome.
All right.
Frank.
Thank you.
Frank, you rule, dude. You fucking rule. Our first live caller said so. All right, Jay. Well, we're gonna let you go because we want to wrap up and get the hell out of here.
Well, hold on, Jay.
Oh wait, no. Okay,
I
wait.
can hear words I'm saying because I'm fucking drunk and retarded.
Okay. No. Never mind.
Yeah. All right, buddy. We're gonna wrap up, man.
All right. It's a little chaos right here, right
Yo,
now.
you still there, Jason?
But here's the thing. If you guys, if you, everybody's, oh my goodness, everything's just falling all over the place. Anyways, this is Spanky Frank. This has been live from the shack. If you want, follow us on Twitter at The Den Radio on Twitter. You could also follow Aaron at
Master Edawg 99
on Twitter. Thank you guys. It was a very good night, and we'll see you next time
Absolutely.
on the shack.
Thanks for having me. Special guest once again.
Take care, everyone.